Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Daily Routine, where I'm going to be talking about another thing associated with sports: the Cleveland Indians. How about the Cleveland Indians? My God, Terry Francona, Mike Napoli, you gotta love sports. LeBron just brought home a championship to Cleveland. The Indians are flying under the radar, and they're in first place in the American League Central by more than 5 games. Wow, you gotta love sports. How about my guy Terry Francona, who got dumped from the Boston Red Sox managerial job after that 2011 collapse, and now look what he's done with the Indians, bringing a clubhouse together after making the playoffs as the wild card in 2013, 2 dormant seasons, 2014 and 2015. Last year, I picked the Cleveland Indians to go to the World Series, and the Indians of this year, in my honest opinion, are the Indians I expected last year when I picked them to go to the World Series. They have power. Mike Napoli. They have other big players like, and here's the thing: they're doing it without Michael Brantley. They have Lonnie Chisenhall making splash plays. Francisco Lindor is having a terrific year, and the list can go on and on and on. But the Cleveland Indians are flying under the radar. I did not expect them to have as much of an improvement as I expected. They went 81-80 last year. But if the Cleveland Indians, with great managing by Terry Francona, in my view, when he was with the Red Sox, one of the top 3 managers in all of baseball, if the Indians can stick with the flow, with that talented rotation with Corey Kluber and Carlos Carrasco, who, by the way, threw a 4-hit shutout against the Detroit Tigers on Saturday night, if Trevor Bauer keeps on rolling, if Danny Salazar keeps rolling with the way he's been doing it, the Cleveland Indians are going to be a super dangerous and confident team if they make it to October. So, what do they need to do? They probably need outfield help because they only have just over 20 home runs amongst outfielders, which is one of the lowest in Major League Baseball. So I have 2 possibilities when you're talking about trade deadline targets for the Cleveland Indians. Number 1, Carlos Beltran of the New York Yankees. Carlos Beltran, switch hitter in his 19th Major League season. Well traveled between Kansas City, Houston, New York with the Mets, San Francisco, St. Louis to the Yankees, and he would be a fabulous fit in a hitter friendly ballpark in Cleveland. And if the Indians are wise and the Yankees don't buy at the deadline, which could happen. We'll see how they stand at the All-Star break. But if the conditions are right, Carlos Beltran would be a great fit for the Cleveland Indians to fill up right field playing time. Number 2, how about Jay Bruce of the Cincinnati Reds? Jay Bruce had a rough last couple of years after hitting 30 homers in 2012 and 2013, But let's suppose Jay Bruce goes to the Cleveland Indians. He's got power, as he's shown in the past with Cincinnati, but Jay Bruce has vastly improved his swing from last year, so that he's covering more of his body and covering more of his plate. And I think if Jay Bruce were to go from Cincinnati to Cleveland, he would be a dangerous bat that the rest of the American League has to play a game plan around. And when Jay Bruce is hot, as he helped carry Cincinnati at times in that 2012 playoff run, he would be a fabulous fit for the Cleveland Indians. I also want to look at the Chicago White Sox, who I picked to win the American League Central this year, based on the fact that they kept their experienced roster from last year back for another year, because I really liked what the White Sox did in the offseason, keep them together. But apparently the White Sox haven't been hitting as much within this month, because they're about 5 games under 500 since the 1st of June or somewhere around that nature. Chris Sale's having a phenomenal year, and all that other stuff, but I think the White Sox should also try and target Jay Bruce at the deadline. Granted, they have power-hitting players like Todd Frazier and Jose Abreu in the lineup, but I think that if the White Sox were to trade for Jay Bruce, which I definitely think they should go for it, Jay Bruce would, likewise with Cleveland, go to a much more hitter-friendly environment or much more hitter-friendly league in the American League, and he would transform the White Sox lineup in a retrospect that it creates power, it creates more danger, but I think Jay Bruce is going to be the most coveted trade chip amongst American League teams that can use him as a right fielder, or if there's a defensive-oriented outfield, use him as a DH. Jay Bruce would be a perfect fit for both the White Sox and the Indians. But another team that could use some help out there is, in my view, the Kansas City Royals, another rival in the American League Central. In retrospect, that yes, in 2014 the Royals used Nori Aoki as the primary right fielder. They were able to replace him with Alex Rios, but now Alex Rios, who had a terrific year with Kansas City last year toward their championship run, is now in the minors somewhere. But how about Jay Bruce going to Kansas City? That would help them balance the lineup in terms of the combination of power and speed. So the Indians are in great shape, but they need to find another power bat like Jay Bruce or Carlos Beltran. The White Sox and Royals will also be good fits, in my view, for Jay Bruce, even though Kansas City may not be as conducive for home runs in August and September as U.S. Cellular Field or in Cleveland. But if Jay Bruce goes to the Cleveland Indians, they have a legitimate argument for why they should be American League champions, and why they should run away with the division in August and September. But the Cleveland Indians are in very good shape, except for an outfielder, which they could use. But let's just see what happens come the trade deadline. And that's going to do it for this edition of Daily Routine. I hope you enjoyed watching me talk about sports. You like, comment, subscribe. So do whatever if you want to keep on watching me talk about sports, because I want to see what your take is, so I can make some adjustments. And I hope to see you around, and I hope I can do some more filming and uploading soon, because I apologize if I haven't done that, because I've been busy up working at my parish festival. So I will see you around, folks.